Sally up, green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the brown. Green Sally up, green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the brown. Sally up, green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the brown. Sally up, green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the brown. Sally up, green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the brown.
Brian, Michelle Cobby.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Those are old credits. Welcome to the Edge.
Wow, we need new credits.
We were talking, we're going to make new credits.
We have to.
We're going to do it. We had a lot of credits on the show since its inception.
Yes.
We had a NYPD Blue.
Yeah.
Years ago, my cousin Tony and I had a NYPD Blue.
Yeah.
We had your show. We did the A-Team.
Yep.
Remember we did the A-Team
Yes.
with Justin Hines,
Yes,
the
Justin
late
Hines.
great Justin Hines.
Yes.
We did it out in front of the old Comcast building.
Yes.
You
Over on
had
19 Tuttle Place.
That's right. You had the van. We threw the football. It was cool.
I hit Justin in the back of the head and he fell down.
Yep.
Yeah, Justin was a good kid. He really
Yeah.
was. Good young man, and he's still missed.
Absolutely.
He's still missed, you know.
Sure. There was another one we did. Jeremy, when he was here, he did an opening for me where I'm running and there's a green screen behind me,
Yeah.
and then you see Route 9.
Oh, that's right.
Some of the goofy things we were doing.
Did we also tie Jeremy up in? Oh, that was something different.
No, that Jeremy. By the way, people out there, Jeremy was a director years ago, and he had a habit of talking over us. Not like a director now would never do that. Never.
No.
So one time on live TV, no, it wasn't Billy. I think it was Bob. One of the co-hosts actually tied up.
It was Bob.
It was Bob.
It was Bob.
Yeah. It was fun stuff. It's fun stuff.
It was fun.
You know.
It was hilarious.
So, and there was I did The Sopranos.
That's
we
right.
did a spoof of The Sopranos.
Well, that was cool, though, because Sopranos was really big
Yeah,
at the time,
yeah.
and it was a good spoof. I
Yeah.
liked it. That was good. Yeah, we have to do something new, because everybody on that list
And then that opening was
not here.
No, I mean, those are old openings.
Yeah. So we need a new opening. So that's, something we got to work
we
on.
need new openings, better hair.
The hair ain't going to get any better than this.
I know.
Well, you have decent hair. I have hair. That's all I'll say. Glasses cover my.
I will give
What?
Tim Brown
Yeah.
$50 if he appears in my new opening screaming for 25 seconds.
That's good, man. It's good money. It's better than that's $2 a $2 a second, man.
I know. Or I'll buy him ice cream.
Oh,
not
wait,
Marco. Not Marco's not involved.
No, Marco, because you could scream for 4
No,
hours.
no, Marco.
We don't go there.
Well, look at Marco's roommate.
Marco Mart.
All right, people out there.
See, his roommate doesn't remember that he had Marco Mart.
Yeah. No, listen.
Everything said Marco on it instead of D&D.
People out there, right? Marco's our director. And once in a while he comes out and yells at us. But he's passive aggressive and he'll do something ridiculous like
Blue screen.
Like go to a blue screen while we're talking or
put the bars up.
The bars up.
Yeah.
Stupid stuff. So now he's got a roommate.
Yes.
His name is Luis. Luis, a regular guy. He doesn't know what he's getting into.
No, he has no clue.
And I was doing
Poor guy.
He's like, I can imagine, right? This is probably a regular night at Marco's house. Remember I told you Marco's
the pirate.
Marco's a pirate.
Arr.
Marco's a pirate. He's not the pirate with the beard.
No.
He's the guy next to him, like with the.
He's the guy with the earring in his gold earring ball.
I'm Luis. You gotta wash the dishes, Luis.
Almost like
always laughing at
almost
him.
like Shaw from Jaws.
Robert Shaw.
Yes.
I'll get you a shark, Luis. Luis. He goes like, Luis, did you make a Pop-Tart?
Did you wipe the counter off?
Oh.
Oh, we know about the counter.
Yeah, and we have a camera over there.
Yes.
A GoPro over there.
Yeah, we do.
We have a GoPro over there.
Okay.
Marco probably comes out and goes, Luis, pay me in ones. He was gonna rent in ones, man. He's like, oh my God. Oh my God. So speaking of hijinks and antics,
yes,
something happened to you, and this isn't shtick now.
No, this is true.
Tell what happened on Main Street because I don't really know.
Yeah. Yesterday, my wife and I were driving back from Portland.
No, you're okay.
I'm driving the car. We go past the first light, which is at the intersection of Grand Street and Main Street.
Yeah.
We just get past there. There's an SUV stopped in the road in the left lane. And I happen to be in this,
This
towards
is
the center.
the north end.
North end. We're heading southbound. And it was just stopped there. And I didn't know what was going on. So I beeped the horn once or twice.
Nice. The old beep.
Said, you guys are going to move.
Nice.
And then a guy got out of the SUV and another guy started chasing him. I'm going to kill you.
Chasing you or chasing the guy?
No, chasing the other guy. Chasing the other guy. He says, I'm going to kill you.
Was Marco there?
No, Marco was not
sorry,
there.
I ruined it.
So he was chasing around the vehicle. He chased him around it. And people are trying to get around. I'm trying to get out around the SUV. I want to get out of there. I don't want to be part of this. So I start going around him. And I had to stop because the guy who was getting chased came and the guy hit him and he fell on my car.
The guy found the new car?
The new car. He fell on a new car and then got right off and took off. And so I said, so this is going on Main Street. So then there's a bunch of guys, kids, younger, not kids, but they were like 18-year-olds.
Teenagers.
Start chasing the guy.
Chasing the guy that found your car.
The white guy who fell on my car. He's just saying he was a white guy. And there was other kids of all different races chasing after him. One guy's hitting him. One guy's, couple guys. He had like 5 guys chasing him.
Yeah.
So we got around. I pulled up Liberty Street. Said, we got to see what's going on here. I'm going to come back around. We called the police. Said, listen, there's a fight on Main Street. They're brawling. And I said, it's like 5 against 1. I said, there's an SUV stopped right in the middle of the road. We called. They said, there's a bunch of, we've got a bunch of calls already. We're on our way there.
Right.
So we're pulling up Liberty Street. And then there's these 2 African-American women, one about 50, starts yelling at the other one, I'm going to kick your blank, blank, blank.
No, these are unrelated.
These are unrelated incident. This is totally unrelated. And so they start walking towards each other. I said, what the heck? Is it a full moon?
Yeah.
What's going on here? So this is going on. So I go up around. So it looks like there's going to be a fight on Liberty Street. There's a fight on Main Street.
Which, by the way, that's our old neighborhood.
Yes,
we used to live in that neighborhood.
That's right. I lived on Grand Street. He lived on Liberty. Well, he lived on High
Street, but
in the corner.
Those are our old neighborhoods.
So our neighborhood. So I come back around, and the SUV's there. The guy, they didn't see him, but I guess one of the young guys stole the phone out of the SUV.
Oh, I got
grabbed the phone, reached in, grabbed the cell phone, took it.
Right.
And we were coming down Grand Street to turn right because I wanted just to let the police know what had happened because there was like 5 police cars. They were there quick.
Wow.
I will say that they got there quick. So we pull around the corner and there's a lady. There's 2 young kids coming down, younger kids, like I said, late old teenagers, like 17, 18, 19 years old, right in that age. Yeah. And the lady said, go back, go back, go back. The cops are here, the cops are here. So they turned around and they started going back the other way up Grand Street. So I have no idea what they were involved with. They might have been involved earlier. I didn't notice. So I pull around the corner. We go down a little bit. We pull out of the way. I went up and talked to one of the officers, Officer Millardo.
Nice.
And just let him know, I said, the guy got pushed on my car, got punched or thrown on my car.
Really?
He said, was there any damage? I said, no, I went out, I looked at the car.
Yeah.
I said, there was no dents or anything like that. But I said, I was worried more because this fight was happening right in Main Street.
Yeah, well,
There's cars all around. It's 5 o'clock at night. There's all kinds of people. There's citizens and stuff. And this shouldn't be happening. I said, there was one guy getting chased by 5. And I don't know what happened. I'm not part of this. And
but
the guy who was in the SUV started talking to him, let him know that someone had stolen the phone out of his car. And he was there to pick up the guy who was getting beat up and to take him back to Portland or someplace like that because that's where he lived.
Very complicated.
So it was really strange. And so a friend of mine, Lindsay Freilich, took
former candidate for council.
We put it up on Facebook. My wife did. I didn't put it on, but my wife put it on Facebook.
A blurb.
About what happened.
Said,
what exactly is synopsis of what happened. And she said she tagged Andrew in it and said.
Wait, Laura's your wife, right? I mean, I know your wife.
Yes.
Well, I'm just trying to get the story straight because Laura, D'Andrew's the mayor. If you don't know that.
Yes.
So she tagged. By the way, in Facebook. When you put someone's name who's a member of Facebook, that person gets a notification, right?
The only person Laura tagged was me. And she was going to tag North End Main Street. She said, no, don't tag me because they had nothing to do with it, though they don't.
I'm just trying to explain tagging out there.
Yeah.
So let's say you take a picture tonight. Let's say Tim Brown takes a picture tonight. He's not going to, but he puts my name under the picture. I am aware that there's a picture on Facebook of me.
Right, it's a tag.
Or whatever, of the picture.
Right.
So what you're saying is that Laura tagged who?
Me.
She tagged
William
Wilson.
Just tag me in it and say, this is what happened on Main Street. And then Lindsay saw it.
Lindsay Freilich.
She shared it, and she shared it with the mayor.
So she forwarded to the mayor.
She forwarded to the mayor on Facebook, and he wrote back
So-
about that, how things are getting better on Main Street and stuff like that.
Right, and the whole thing is like, it's all transparent. And yeah, I read
He
the
said,
mayor.
do we want a police state? I read that and said, well, what did anybody say anything about a police state? But
What-
I guess the thing that I would say to the mayor, and I tell the mayor this, I'll tell this to anybody, we should have police patrolling the
sections
North End
we think.
that have rates of higher crime. I mean, I don't think that's out of the realm of possibilities, especially at rush hour, and having that happen in Middletown. Listen, there was no gunshots and no firing or
Thank
anything like
God.
that. But what happens if that would have happened? What if somebody would have pulled out a gun and started shooting?
Well-
how many innocent people around who could have gotten hurt? Again, I remember the days when we used to have a little substation up in the North End.
That's true.
And
By
we
the
used to have
Diana- O'Rourke's.
right. And
Kind of by O'Rourke's.
we used to patrol the area up north. I mean, these cops were there instantly. Like I said, they were there. There's 5
Right.
cop cars there within 2 minutes. But I'm just wondering why there isn't patrols up there all the time anyway, especially
But I mean,
in the summertime.
if the mayor wants to say it's getting better, well, that's his perception or that's a political
Well,
spin.
maybe it is
and that's
because
fine.
of Wayfair, or what's that?
Wait for Commons, I think.
Yeah,
that's
Wait
right.
for Commons,
But he
whatever.
also has to remember the history is, up there by the Green Street Arts Center. I mean, they wanted to put. I was on the zoning board of appeals. They want to put a bigger fence because drug dealers were getting into
Yeah.
the area. So there is a problem.
Yeah.
And it's like
I mean,
anything.
that's the reason why they took down, let's be honest, the reason they took down the fountain in the South End, they can say it was not ADA approved and all this stuff, and it might not have been, but the reason they took it down is because, in all honesty, there was people who were hanging out there defecating and urinating around
doing
there.
ridiculous things.
Yeah, and drinking and stuff like that. That's the reason why they took it down. Now it's an open space, so...
But, I don't understand why they don't admit that. I mean, if that's the problem.
That's what the
and
problem
they dealt
was.
with it. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm
no,
happy.
they dealt with it. No, I have no... It is sad, though, because I did like the fountain. I thought the fountain was pretty cool.
I mean, I think teenagers years ago used to put bubbles in it and stuff.
Yes,
Like, that was
yes.
funny,
I never put bubbles in it, but I remember
Did
coming
you?
down Main Street and seeing bubbles in a row.
Well, I drove.
you put bubbles in
No,
it?
I never put bubbles in it. But when I saw a certain guy, no names, rhymes with Larco Icovalio. Not saying a word. Pooping in the. Okay. Why don't you say?
So, Marco, were you putting bubbles into Main Street?
he was. And he was selling.
You know what it was? He was selling
Oh,
soda.
you know what?
He was selling sodas.
Sophomore.
Sellers.
He was.
He was selling sodas. He buys them for $0.25. He's selling them for $1. Marco Omar.
He was. He had a little stand. He looked like Lucy.
Lucy.
From Lucy from Charlie Brown.
Oh, Charlie Brown?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, with the psychiatrist for a nickel.
Yeah.
Only his said 50 cents for a soda.
Right.
Yeah.
So, wow.
So that's what really happened.
But
like I said-
I was surprised the mayor even wrote back.
If I had tagged him, he probably wouldn't have rolled back. He probably
But why
wouldn't
would he
have
write
rolled
back to Lindsay?
I think because Lindsay, I don't know, because Lindsay and him have been friends on Facebook. Lindsay and him went and had a drink sometime because of something that had happened, and they wanted to talk about the issues and about the North End and stuff like that, about Middletown.
Right.
And she won a thing to go have a drink with the mayor or something like that. And they had a
You
drink
want
together.
a thing to have a drink with the mayor?
Yeah, something to have.
Like, what do you, a raffle?
I don't know. That was some kind of thing, but she had that where she had a
The
drink with
current
mayor.
mayor.
Yeah, the current mayor. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
True.
Who tells me
true,
what's
yeah.
going on around here?
Yeah, so that's what
You
happened.
never told me that before. I
remember seeing
I'm
that.
upset by that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't share that with me.
Well, I didn't think it mattered until that, so I just figured I'd just bring it up.
I don't care.
So that's what happened. Like I said, I mean,
Hey, was it scary? Seriously, I would have been a little scared.
I was a little worried. Listen, I was okay. I people who know me, I have a little temper, little. Well,
bit.
okay, a little bit more than a little, but I have a little temper, and I was more mad than anything. I actually wanted to grab the kid who was chasing the other
Really?
guy around. I wanted to grab him by his shirt collar and say, "Stop this crap! What the hell are you doing?"
But you didn't do that.
No, I just
You know
had the
nowadays
car.
you can't
No,
do
my
it.
wife. No, please, my wife would have hit me with something. That would have been it. But no, but she wanted me to calm down. She said,
Yeah,
calm
because
down.
it's- you can't.
But because I was worried about the car then I was worried about we're going to hit somebody.
Yeah.
Because when we started taking off, I was worried about someone comes around and we hit somebody.
It becomes
and,
like I hate to say it, but I know what you did last summer situation.
yes.
It's a distraction, and the next thing you know,
Yes.
you're.
at fault for here, and that's why. So I was worried
Yeah.
about that. I mean, so I was worried about a bunch of little things happening.
Right.
I was worried about someone getting hurt, but then I was worried about, and I didn't think about it so much right then and there, but I thought about someone bringing out a gun,
true,
a gun or a weapon of some
absolutely.
kind, and then that could have been total chaos on Main Street. And there was a lot of people around watching what was happening.
Right.
And somebody could have gotten really
Sure.
hurt, and that was my big worry.
Yeah, well, hey, if you want to, people out there in TV land or at home,
Want to chime in?
Chime in. We want you to chime. We want
Please.
chimers. The number is
860
613 31. That's
860
613
30.
31. So you know what? Hey, if you think the North End is great, at night you have your opinion. You know, I mean, we
And
have.
I do think there's some good things about the
Oh,
North
absolutely.
End. I mean, Nora's, the pizza
Roller skating.
crust.
Roller skating.
Roller skating, of course, Phil's place. I mean, there's some good stuff up in the North End, but there is some things that happen in the North End that are probably not so good. And Wayfair Commons is one of the areas that had a lot of issues before.
Yeah.
And there's been some things by the Green, not the Green, by Green Street Art Center,
Right,
and the little.
There's been issues.
There's been some issues there.
Unfortunately,
Yes.
And I think when you talk about issues, doesn't mean you're a negative person. You're pragmatic and you want a solution.
Well, I lived in the North End, and John and I both lived. I lived in the North End for 12 years, and he's lived there for probably about that 8 years.
8 or 9, yeah.
Yeah, so we lived in the North End for a long time, and I loved the North End when I first moved there. And it went downhill, and I think it's having some kind of a revitalization. But I don't want to see things like this happen more often, because this will put a black eye on the city of Middletown if this happens in the North End. And it'll hurt businesses up there that are doing really well.
Absolutely.
Right now.
I was going to say mothers, but it wasn't mother. What's the Eli Cannon's? These
Eli
become mothers.
Cannon's. Oh, Eli Cannon's is a wonderful place. That's Phil's place, and he has good food, he has good drinks, he has all those different kinds of taps. He has really good stuff there. And
O'Rourke's.
Crust has good stuff. O'Rourke's, Crust. I mean, what's her name? The cupcake place.
Nora
Cupcake. I mean, these are all good establishments, and there's little stores there.
Yeah.
Little stores that are trying to make
boutiques
stuff,
and things like
boutiques
that.
and stuff like that. So it's a nice area,
I'm
really.
going to shift gears.
Yes.
But I want to stay on the North End.
Yes.
Why was Conan O'Brien at O'Rourke's? Did you see that, the picture?
No, I did not.
And he was at Jerry's Pizza, too. I saw the real Conan O'Brien, not the guy from our church.
Yeah.
No, there's a guy from our church, a kid. He looks just like Conan O'Brien.
He does look like his kid.
He's been on the show before. But the real Conan O'Brien was at O'Rourke's, with the employees.
Yeah.
And then a couple days later, I saw the real Conan O'Brien at Jerry's. And I looked at the Conan O'Brien YouTube channel. Maybe there was a pizza thing going. I don't know.
Huh? I don't know.
I don't know.
Huh?
Maybe he was just in the area.
Maybe he's just in the area. Maybe he lives in the area somewhere.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe
Well, how can we hear Marco? Is he talking to us?
he's talking to himself.
A little bit.
Talking to myself.
So, I wish
Billy Idol.
I wish we had a camera that was inside the booth.
Yes.
We could see Marco taking over.
We could see Marco doing what he does.
Oh, well, now,
Whatever it is.
The old studio, we could see the director, right?
Yes, we could see the
Like, I can
director.
see Luis's head right now.
Yes,
look at it.
that's it.
I can see Luis's head. By the way,
He waved. All right.
Luis likes it when I was
Yes.
making fun of Marco, but he was
Yes.
kind of nervous because he knows he's got to go home tonight. I'm like, he's like,
And Tim liked it too. Tim laughed a little
likes
bit. He smiled, but he said, "I don't want to smile
I
too
don't want to get
much.
involved. I don't want to get involved.
I want to get involved. I want to stay out of this."
Russell
No.
laughed.
Russell laughed.
He laughed.
Russell just cracked up. He said it was
He
great.
liked that. He liked that.
All right. So what else are we going to talk
All
about
right,
tonight
well-
besides my escapades on Main Street?
The brilliance of the show, and I'm going to
Yes.
say, the brilliance of the show is that we can do anything we want.
Oh,
We've brought you lip sync contests in the past. We've brought you bands. We've brought you hijinks. We've actually brought you mostly local politics, but usually we don't talk about global politics.
Yes.
And it was, we have not done the Trump-Clinton show.
yes.
And I think we're going to do that tonight.
Sounds good.
And because
Oh, I do want to
ahead.
throw out one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question, and this is for people out there. This is for people out there, not for you to go into a black screen there, Larko. Jesus, pain in the butt. What it is I have a question. So if you're in charge of a PAC, does that make you eligible to be behind the scenes and running cameras if you've never done the job before? But I
Yes,
guess if you
yes.
know a certain person in the registrar's office named Lisa Santangelo, you are able to do
oh
these things.
boy, oh my, awake the kids,
and like I
phone
said-
the neighbors.
Well, like I said, I mean, and it's nothing against the person who runs Matt Pack. I don't know the man, but I don't understand.
Jesus.
He's never done it, and he got the job for Lisa. My guess is, my question is to Lisa, if you're watching or Bob's watching, one of you two watching, where does it become where it's your position to give out jobs to other people?
pay to play, baby.
When you don't.
Pay to play.
Pay to play. When you don't, pay to play.
It is.
Clinton handbook. I forgot. You're doing the
it
Clinton.
is.
It's also the Albany handbook too. I forgot. Someone came from Albany. That's all about New York politics.
Pay to play, baby. It is.
Pay to play. Yeah.
If you're a Democrat.
If you're a Democrat, right? If you're a
yeah.
Republican,
No.
forget it.
Jail.
Yes.
Jail.
Jail. Yes.
John Rowland is in jail.
John Rowland's in jail. Yeah.
It wasn't even pay to play.
HRC, who can do
That's right.
deleted 30,000 emails,
30.
who had emails where they had confidential stuff where the person, the head
he's on
of
the
the
loose.
security,
Well,
the people.
Want
the
me to go to
person
topics
who-
here?
Yeah, let's go to topics.
All right. HRC is Hillary Rodham Clinton, by the way,
Yes.
people.
Yes. In case those
All
who
right.
live
All right.
better
Email
than
server, topic 1. Now, I want to break this down because people muddle the facts here.
Yes.
There's
no muddling.
There's no muddling, right? I work for a school system.
Yes.
And when I, right, when I type
Yep.
my emails, they're on the school server.
Right.
I don't have my own server.
No.
Why would I?
Right.
I don't think I could be employed if I did that.
No.
So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Marco, you work for, I don't know if you want to talk about where you work, but you work for somewhere. Do you have your own server? Thank you.
No,
Okay,
thank you.
That's it. I'm trying to keep it basic because I think we get too crazy about it. Gary
well,
Aubin doesn't count
well,
because he's
retired.
No, but
but
he's in trouble with the law.
But here's the other thing. Well, that's a whole other thing. But here's the other thing is that we have people in the city of Middletown, the state of Connecticut. People don't have their own servers. The governor doesn't have his own server. The mayor doesn't have his own server.
Nope.
So why does the Secretary of State have their own server in a bathroom in Nebraska?
Well, Nebraska, is there free corn on the cob there?
Might be.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Nebraska, I understand. Well, if it's Nebraska, I understand.
Yeah, sort of.
Come on.
But seriously,
That's
I mean, really.
You know why she does it?
Well, of course I know why.
The
she
real
does it.
reason she does it is because she knows, because she was on, Hillary Rodham Clinton's been around a long time.
Yeah,
she
she
served
has.
on the Watergate investigation.
Back in '74.
And she knows about this type of stuff.
Of course
And
she
knows
does.
about she knows about Freedom of Information Act.
Yep.
And she knows freedom of information is hard to get anyway, right? I would
Yes.
assume it's very difficult to get a lot of documents unless you
Right.
have the Washington Post behind you.
Right.
If you're Billy Wilson alone, I don't know if you're
Yeah,
gonna get all the
yeah.
you have to pay
Please.
for them, the
Yeah.
copies.
Yeah.
And she knows it's easier to hide things and
Right.
and it's easier to just deny it. And I think
Right.
she denies it so much, but she believes it. I don't know. I mean,
She's
and they found 15,000 more emails, right? The FBI uncovered.
Yep.
So she didn't know about those 15,000 more.
Well, to me, it's just here's my issue. It's just
I'm
that
trying-
I mean, everybody can get on Trump's case about things that he's done. He's had bankruptcies and
Sure,
stuff
he
like
did.
that.
He did.
He did.
But
he had these
we,
things.
but we know
But here's-
about
But
it.
here's the thing: he's actually created jobs. The only jobs Clintons have ever created are for the select few who were in their inner circle.
Well, yeah.
And they're giving back to the charity. Even they even said today, and I know I'm going off on tangent a little bit, but 10% of what they brought in has gone back to charities.
Right.
So what's the other 90% gone for? Jets, where she took a jet the other day from
know.
Nantucket to Martha's Vineyard at 22 miles.
Well,
You couldn't take a boat.
well, the
Really?
nonprofit itself, unfortunately, and we hear about this all the time, where the United Way people get in trouble, or the antique veterans get in trouble. You hear, the money's not going to where it should go.
Right.
And that's horrible.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the Clinton Foundation, the Clintons say
They were supposed to build a school in Haiti, and it's never gotten built.
But at the same time, they claim, we Bill and Hillary, we gave $1 million back to charity, but they gave it to their own charity.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the
come
problem.
on.
So you give it to, and I said this to somebody. I said so they gave money to charity. Well, yeah, they gave it to charity, 10% of what they got.
Just like
I said, but here's the problem: they gave it back to their own charity. Well, they're using that charity for good things. I said 10% of it's getting used for good things. So what's the other 90% going towards? Their pockets?
no, it's for political gain.
Of course, that's what it's for.
Political
Pay for
gain.
play.
By the way, explain to the people what
Oh no,
pay to play is.
I want you to explain because it was your issue. So I let
Well,
you.
I'm gonna basically, okay, I'll break it down real small. In some school districts, let's say you want to play football, right? I'm gonna break it down, and you have to pay money
Yep.
to play.
Yep.
So you have to pay a certain fee,
Right.
and and they make it, it's a lot of money. You pay, let's say, $500 for the football season, and then you got to pay money for equipment. Now, pay to play. Hillary Clinton, as you guys know, she was the first lady of Arkansas when Bill was governor.
Yep.
She was the first lady in the White House in '92, right under Bill to 2000. She was a senator.
Yep.
And then she became the Secretary of State under Osama bin Laden.
Yep.
Osama bin Laden.
Bin Laden.
Oh my
No,
God.
no.
I didn't. Barack Obama.
Barack Obama.
Right.
Barack Hussein Obama.
But
And that's his real name.
No, I didn't mean to do that, but whatever.
Or am I making that up?
Whatever. But no. So she's now, okay, think about it. So what she's doing now, she's a Secretary of State, but she has a foundation, right?
Yes.
So, and I mean, do your own research. But, so people from foreign countries will give money to the foundation. Here's $1 million. Here's $32 million. This just came out.
Yes.
With the Prince of Bahrain.
Bahrain. Right.
32 friggin' million dollars, right? So, and for that money, that guy, the prince, can sit down with Bill Clinton or Hillary Clinton and say what they want.
Right.
And that's pay to play. And that's illegal.
Yes.
It's highly illegal. It's
Yeah,
unethical. It's illegal.
And the problem is that anybody else would be indicted, would be prosecuted. This would be in court somewhere.
No.
But because it's her
Right.
and her husband, because here's the funny thing about all this. How many people have died
Yeah.
surrounded by the Clintons? That's another one of the
I think
questions.
it's
I think it's 40.
I think it's in the 40s right now.
Yeah, it's in the 40s.
And I'm not doing a show on the conspiracy or whatever, but there is a lot of folks that
Yes.
have left this earth.
And it started with Vince Foster.
Vince Foster was one of the first.
Right, who was a suicide, and it was, but there's always been
It's
questions
always
around.
weird things like, Mary
A
McDougal.
guy's brakes went on his car.
Yeah.
What was this last thing? The last 5 guys who were going to talk about her emails and stuff. One of the guys at his house, something happened. A guy robbed him, killed him, but didn't take his
Right.
credit cards or
It's
any of
some
his other
belongings.
stuff. Yeah, didn't take any belongings. They
essential,
left
yeah.
everything. They basically
But-
killed him.
Well, I mean, the question to me is like, everybody's sitting at home, whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent. How many people do you know that died under mysterious circumstances? I don't know anybody in my life.
No, one.
Okay, well, one, but let's
One, and that's
not
only because
45 people.
That was with O'Rourke.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
But I don't know Jim
didn't know the
O'Rourke.
person.
I don't know
the
Jim
person.
O'Rourke.
No. Well, I know
Oh.
him. I know him some.
I got another problem with Jim O'Rourke.
Yeah.
I never talked about this on the air. Jim O'Rourke, I know, tell people who he was.
Jim O'Rourke was where Christine Carpini is now. He was the state.
Wait for the camera to get on you. What are they doing?
State-
Wait, the camera's not even on you. What? Hey, Mark, thank you.
You know.
Come on.
You
Mark, he was
know,
talking. It's not Tim's fault.
You
It's
know,
not Tim's
it's not.
fault.
It's nothing to do
No,
with Tim.
Tim.
It has to do
No,
with
Tim.
Mark Omar in there not
Yeah,
paying
all right.
attention.
Tim, don't. No,
And there he
no.
goes.
We're talking about Jim O'Rourke, and all right. Tell him who Jim O'Rourke
All
was.
right, Jim
I'll tell you what
O'Rourke
he did to me.
he was Christine Carpini before Christine Carpini. He was
He's
the
a state
state
rep.
assembly, right? State assembly,
Democrat.
state rep, Democrat.
Wasn't he second up there in charge?
Yes, he was. He was pretty high up.
Under Chris. What's his name? The guy, Chris Donovan, right?
Chris Donovan.
He had to
right,
leave.
Right.
He had trouble too.
He had trouble too. But so basically, he picked up supposedly what it is that he had a girl in his car who worked for the state.
They were next door to
They
the
were next
studio.
door to the studio
Right there.
at a local
Digger
McDuff's, and she supposedly jumped in the car, didn't have her shoes on,
Yeah.
didn't have a coat. And
Yeah.
he dropped her off in the middle of a field, and she ended up dying of exposure.
There was a snowstorm that night.
In a snowstorm. So she died of exposure. And he ran again. Nothing was ever proven. I know the family sued him, and I think they settled out of
They
court.
won. I mean,
won out
they
of
settled,
court.
yeah.
They settled. And but he ran again, and he ended up losing. But he has started some stuff with Mr. Pulino here.
Well, yeah. Do I talk about him on the air? Yep. You know, it's my First Amendment right. He's an elected official.
Yep.
It was in all
He's
the
still a public figure.
He's still a public figure. It was in all the papers.
Just because you're not in public office doesn't mean you're not a public figure
So,
anymore.
It was 2 years ago. They do the car show.
Yeah.
Car show. I have a son. My son at the time was 6. My son, we're walking, and this guy's giving me dirty looks. I'm ignoring him. And I look closely. It's Jim O'Rourke. And he's with like 2 bigger guys, muscle guys. I'm like, great. I just want to look at the cars. I'm trying to find a James Bond car or something cool to show my son.
Yeah.
And he's like, did you say something about me? And I said, yes, I did. I did. He like actually walks towards me. Like, are you crazy?
What are you, nuts?
It's daytime. There's like 4,000 people there.
Yeah.
I mean, and here's a guy with no shame.
Yeah.
We don't know. I don't think Jim O'Rourke killed this woman, by the way. I don't think he killed her.
No. No, he didn't.
I don't think he murdered her.
No.
But is he negligent? More than likely, I say he is. But, when you do stuff like that, and you don't report it to the cops, it's like Ted Kennedy and Chappaquiddick. Hey, people are going to say stuff.
Right.
It's human nature.
Right.
Don't come after me because of what you did.
Right.
So I don't want to hear it.
You could have. The bottom line is, if you're watching this, you could have avoided the situation at all and not had her get in your car. Period.
Or ignore me.
Ignore him.
Ignore me.
Right.
Don't say anything to me.
You could turn the channel.
Turn channel.
Yeah, you can turn the channel.
Click.
That's your First Amendment right to turn the channel.
Or come on the show.
Of course. Now I will tell you this: that once Hillary's president, if she becomes president, that may not be a choice because we may be stuck with one channel like they do in Cuba, Argentina, Venezuela, where they have the one channel, government channel.
They love that channel.
The government channel.
I love
you have
that.
nothing else. They don't,
It might
they
be
don't have
better,
food.
though.
They have bread lines.
No.
But That's what you get.
One
Socialism.
channel, right?
That's what you get.
Hey, Bernie Sanders is going to have 2 channels, right?
He's going to have 2.
I like 1, I like 2. That's all.
Yes.
Marco on 1 channel.
Yeah. Marco on 1.
So I don't know. So Jim O'Rourke was kind of mean to me.
Yeah. I wish I was there.
It was weird.
I would have looked at him.
But, wouldn't you
really?
say? I mean, what are you thinking in your brain? Like, A, Pulino's going to say something about me about the incident, which I never did until now, right? Because you reminded me. I have a little kid with me.
Yeah, a 6-year-old.
Yeah, there's millions of witnesses. It's like, dude, come on.
There's like 30,000 people downtown during that car. You
this is
did it. You
did it.
And if you weren't, listen, and here's the bottom line. If you weren't
What a dope.
negligent at all, you wouldn't have paid him any money.
Yeah, exactly.
You settled out of court. So you settled for a reason.
Yeah, and then
because there was
you know
enough to
what?
find there that you would have been found.
And then,
So
of
please.
course, I'm curious. I go to his Facebook page at the time. He's like every Red Sox game, and he's over there looking at hockey.
And that
he's
poor
having
girl,
a good time.
And that poor girl's
She's dead.
dead.
She's dead, yeah.
Yeah, she'll never going to see a Red Sox game ever
No,
again.
and that's the problem, man. How do you? I don't get it. But it's that shame. Like the Clintons, to me,
They have no shame.
they have no shame.
No.
You know,
And you know, the funny thing is, and here's the funny thing about that is just that she feels that she's entitled to be president.
yeah, I think I agree with you.
It's her position to be the first woman president of the United States. Is
Right,
her.
and I think Bernie Sanders, when he ran against her, she didn't see him coming.
No,
think
and she didn't see the disdain for the Clinton family from the younger people who voted against her. Now here's the funny thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing I've been thinking about. Will the younger people? I don't think they're going to go to Jill Stein. I think some of them will vote for Gary Johnson because of his views on
Marco will.
on drugs and some of the other things. He wants
he wants
to
pot.
legalize prostitution. He wants to legalize
Pot.
marijuana, some drugs.
And potluck.
And potluck,
He likes potluck dinners
Yes,
too.
he does.
But Gary Johnson is a big potluck dinner
Potluck guy.
I'm going to
there
the
are some
casserole.
things-
What are you
So
gonna
there
bring?
are some things he wants to do,
Was
and
he
that's
was he
fine.
at the pig roast?
No, he wasn't.
Gary Johnson? He could have been.
No, he could have been.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, with William Weld, or Bill Weld.
He was a good governor, right?
He wasn't a bad governor.
Bad
Massachusetts is a tough place to be governor at.
Right.
So I feel some of those younger people are going to go vote for him. I really do feel that they'll go vote for Gary because he's different.
Is that going to hurt Trump or is it going to help
No,
Trump?
I don't think that hurts Trump at all. I think that hurts Hillary. I truly think that the younger voters, the ones who do come out, there'll be some who will come out for Hillary.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the way it is. But there was definitely some who will come out for like a Gary Johnson type, and some may come out for Trump because they're tired of he's an outsider. He's an outsider. He's a true outsider.
Yeah,
You
I
look at
agree.
all
I
the
agree.
candidates who are involved.
Yeah.
Gary Johnson, been a governor of Utah.
Right.
William Weld, his vice president, was governor.
Massachusetts.
Hillary Clinton, senator,
Everything.
secretary, she's been
everything.
everything. You know, her running mate Tim Kaine.
Oh my God, yeah.
Governor. Yeah, everything. You know, Pence was governor.
Yep,
You know,
Indiana.
but Trump is a true outsider.
And here's what
He's never been. You know, I mean, he's never held office.
Here's what I say. People always, because you and I, we've been through many elections, local elections.
way too many.
You always hear, there should be a third party, blah, 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 blah. Trump right now has a Republican banner.
Yep.
Under him, he beat out 16, or was it 17? 17 lifelong politicians who signed a pledge. A pledge.
To back him.
Right, so.
And three of them haven't followed through with it. I am really, and I will say this.
Kasich, Bush,
and Cruz. And I'm very disappointed in him because everybody signed that. Now Ben Carson has followed through with it. You know, Rubio, who was the guy I liked at the time, he is, you know, has said he supports Trump. And again, you don't have to agree with everything that Trump does. I love that he wants to cut taxes. He wants to cut the corporate tax rate because you get the corporate tax rate lowered in some of these other countries. Maybe some businesses will stay here instead of leaving the country, which will bring in more jobs.
Well,
and again, cutting taxes, they say, is not a good thing. But I remember during the Reagan years quite well. My father bought 2 brand new trucks during that time. I bought a brand new car. People had a lot more disposable cash.
Capital, yeah.
And now I have no disposable cash. I got to save every penny to try to get ahead.
Well, yeah, it's odd how people look at things. And if people say, well, the issue is gay marriage. And I was like, okay.
No, that's not
But I
the
said, well,
issue.
Hillary in 2004 gave many speeches
Against
gay marriage. And you can Google them. But they get upset if you say that. If you argue with somebody, no, well, you know. Well, no, she made speeches.
But here's my issue. My issue is that my worry coming forward for the younger people out there, for the younger generation, the Tims and stuff of the world.
The Tims.
The Tims of the world.
You call the younger generation the Tims?
The Tims of the world.
Tim's gonna
Tims
yell
and
at you,
guys like
man.
him, you know, is that...
You think Tim's a Trump guy?
I don't know.
I don't know. I can't tell.
No,
No, he's not.
He's just a guy. He's a guy. He's a guy with a plan. But no, what I wanted to
Maybe
say
Tim
is
should run for
that
president.
I think what it comes down to is that I want the United States to be fiscally
Oh,
sound.
yeah, right.
And we're 20 billion in debt, 20 trillion in debt, and we got another 100 trillion in unfunded mandates
mandates,
in
yeah.
the United States. That's what worries me, is that these young people are going to have to deal with this
Oh, yeah.
in the future.
His kids.
Like your kids.
My kids and his kids.
Yeah.
But it's not. All right, so
That's my worry.
all right, we talked about email server. That was
Yes.
topic one. Topic two was the Clinton Foundation pay to play. And once again, it's the FBI uncovered, what, 15,182 extra emails that she didn't know about.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of evidence on those emails about the Prince of Bahrain. It's in all the headlines today. $32 million?
They have and let me tell you something. He didn't give him $32 to go say hi to him.
$32 million.
$32 million. He didn't go give him $32 million to go say hi to him, because he could have went to, what's her name? He could have went to Barbara Streisand's this weekend, or Cher's out on the Cape or whatever, and went to her party for $100,000 and met the Clintons.
What about Leonardo DiCaprio? Dropped out.
He dropped out.
Leonardo DiCaprio was going to have a party for the Clinton campaign.
Yes.
And the party is going to still happen. I think Justin Timberlake and his wife are taking over.
Yes.
If you want a plate, it's $122,000.
Yes.
I mean, that's you know.
But that's a plate. I mean,
plate.
that to me, and that's
You
also.
don't even get the food.
Yeah, that is.
don't even get a pork chop.
And again, that is to support Hillary. And you know, I mean, and you wonder why. And in this election alone, and I will say this now, there's probably going to be a couple of $1 billion spent on this election cycle between all the candidates, and that really bothers me.
Hold that thought. You're on live TV. Caller, can I help you?
Yes. I have a question. I've been listening to you,
Sure.
and you've talked about Mr. Trump. But what does all of these questions have to do with the election? Hillary is running. Trump is running, as you said. What we need to do is discuss issues and stop discussing stuff that really doesn't matter.
First thing, I keep hearing this beep. Is that you or is that me? I'm not sure. Is that us or that's the caller? There's a beeping sound. Do you hear that?
I heard something. I think it was him.
Or her?
Her. Are you still there?
Hello? Stay on the line, please.
If you hung up,
Call
back.
back. All right.
Because for some reason,
Well, the caller's saying, and I'm not.
about issues.
She's saying we're not talking about issues. I mean,
To me, the Hillary thing is an issue. I mean, the server is an issue. You want to talk about what her stances are? Sure. You can Google up and look at what her stances are on different things. She wants to raise taxes.
what? Wait. All right.
Okay.
Don't point at me in there. You're not gonna get. You're not gonna get
Go
a
sit
jubilee.
down.
You go sit down.
Go sit down.
All right. Thank you, caller.
Hi, it's me again.
I appreciate it.
Sorry about that.
They're blaming us.
Yeah, they're blaming us, but we couldn't hear anything.
So
Okay, I'm sorry.
no, it's our fault or someone's fault. But we want callers. So the caller says that we should talk about the issues.
Yes.
No, that's a
I
good
want to talk about how they're going to solve our fiscal or any issue. They can pick any issue they want.
Right. Well, that's
Talk
that.
about how to solve it and stop talking about the two personalities. This is what we got.
Yeah, you know it's
I'm
fun.
going to vote for one or two of them.
We-
Please talk about the issues.
Well,
Please.
I'm not running. I mean, I'm not running from. He's not running either. But
I will tell you, if I was running, and I
I'm
think.
talking about on your show to educate people.
Okay, well, I'll talk about one of the issues right now.
And I did already.
He wants to talk. I mean, one thing that Trump has talked about is he wants to lower the corporate tax rate. We have the highest corporate tax rate in the world, just about. We were higher than England, China, all of them.
What's the corporate tax rate, if people don't know?
What it is for businesses to do business here in the United States, they have a certain rate. And the rate right now is I think it's 35%. I may be wrong. He wants to lower it to 15%, which would put us in line with other countries, and it would also give us more money to play with.
Sure.
Now, Hillary, her big thing is that she feels that she wants to raise taxes on the rich, which happened under President Obama already. And the only people who I've seen, and I'm just pointing this out, if you want to see who got richer under the Obamas or under this presidency, I would look at the top 0.1 percenters. They're the ones who have gotten richer. If you look at the stock market, it's really high right now. Well, why is it high? It's high because A lot of people who make lots of money. Bill Gates is worth $90 billion today.
That's unheard of.
$90 billion. He was worth 54 when he came in office. So who's gotten richer under what's going on right now? And who's gotten hurt?
But I mean, I'm a middle class guy.
Yeah, you're very middle class.
Okay.
So why shouldn't we make them pay taxes?
But you made them pay taxes already. But they find, here's a kicker. They know ways to get around taxes. The problem is you got somebody who's a family man who
Like
has
me.
a family.
I don't know how to get around taxes.
How about a guy who lives in New York City, has to pay a ton of money, pays $10,000 a month to live there, and then him and his wife make $250,000 and they're considered rich. In reality, they're not really rich. They're middle class for New York City, and they've got to pay more in taxes. They're paying more in taxes and in fees and stuff like that than half of their salary. Is that fair? Should they be paying 55% of 100% of their money out in taxes to the state and to the city and to the government?
That's like England.
And
That's
what
like-
happens to them.
England,
That's what happens in New York City. I know a friend who lives there.
No, I don't think that should happen. But I do think that Mr. Trump, you don't know what he paid, if he paid anything, and that I think that companies should pay more. That's all.
Well,
we should pay less.
Let me she's saying that Trump, I don't think he disclosed his taxes.
No,
I
he
think
has not disclosed his taxes.
That's what she's saying.
And he should.
He
do,
should. I
He
mean,
should do that before.
He should. I mean,
before October, he should do that. I agree.
But I think as for corporations,
I don't think corporations should pay more. And here's the reason why: is because they employ people, and if you don't have corporations here, who's going to employ the people?
how about General Electric? They don't pay anything.
Well, they don't pay any taxes.
They don't pay any taxes.
The General Electric, who was Jeffrey Immel, who was on the president's job initiative board, GE didn't pay any taxes on $16.5 billion.
that's ridiculous.
Paid zero. Now that's not right, and I agree with you on
That's
that.
not fair.
No, that's right.
No, that's not
You're
fair.
absolutely correct. But the state of Connecticut, the problem with Connecticut is
Yeah.
that the small business.
Right.
I don't even know if we have small businesses anymore.
We have some.
But the problem is they tax them so much,
Right.
these poor people, that it's like, third generation business. And all of a sudden they can't afford it.
I know a
small
person
business.
who had a farm, and the parent died. He left the farm to the kids, but because the taxes were so high,
The
and
death
they
tax.
had a death
The
tax.
death tax, yeah.
They had to sell the farm so they could pay the taxes.
Right.
And that's the kind of stuff that
And
drives me nuts.
That happened with that.
That's not right.
I think that happened with there was a dance school on Front Street, the Jackie Lynn Dance School.
Yes.
I think that happened in Middletown.
Right.
Because I think the woman unfortunately passed away.
And then her daughter
Her
passed
daughter
away.
died. Yeah, and I think the death tax killed that business.
It did. It killed that
I
business. They made it
think-
into a house.
I know, it's horrible.
They made it from a
And
business
that's
to a
the
house.
problem, because the little people,
They
the
get
people
hurt.
like the caller or me or Tim or you,
Yep.
it's like, why?
And
It's
here's
horrible.
the killer
You
about
want to
the
work.
farm- And here's a killer about the farm. The farm was worth a couple of $1 million because of the land. Well, they had to sell it. So not only did they lose the farm, we no longer have the. It was a milking farm. It had cows, had chickens, and it had corn and stuff like that. So it's no longer being grown.
Sure.
So we can't buy those things, and they're going to make houses into it. That's the sad part.
I know. It's horrible. I mean,
Well, I agree with you.
Thank you.
I agree with you. We were farmers.
Oh.
We lost our farms for other reasons. But these are the issues I think we should tend to talk about and make sure they're changed.
I agree.
And not about personality.
I agree, but we do that. Usually this show we talk about local politics because Billy and I know just about everybody.
Yeah, local.
The local people. But we said let's try a Trump Hillary
Trump
show. But
and
I think the
Hillary.
caller's right. It's become entertainment. They put on the Fox News, you put on CNBC. He said this, she's doing this.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. But you're right. What is the platform? What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
Trump.
And how are you going to help? Here's my thing. How are you going to help make the middle class come up?
Well-
Because right now the middle class has gone from making $54,000 a year in 2008
That's
to now
a me-
it's making
that-
$51,000.
well, that's an average- that's a median,
That's an
right?
average
Yeah,
median.
yeah.
So I mean, that's the sad part is that we have people who are not making as much money as they were. So the economy, quote unquote, has gotten better, but yet there's people in the middle whose economy hasn't gotten
The middle
any
class
better.
always suffers.
Yeah, and
always
it shouldn't
suffers.
suffer.
Always suffers because it's a strange caste system, and the middle class every cycle
And
gets.
the people who are getting entitlements, they're the ones that are doing better. But it shouldn't be that way. It should be. I mean, we should have a safety net to help out people who need
Okay.
help.
Oh.
But we shouldn't make them not wealthy, make them better off being on entitlements than people who are working hard.
Okay.
That's my only.
Another issue, both candidates, immigration.
Immigration,
Right? So
right.
Trump says, what about immigration?
Well, right now, he wants to get rid of, and this is the thing he talked about the other night. He says, I want to get rid of the bad guys, the people who are here.
They want vetted. Is that the word they use, vetted?
No, people who are here illegally, who are criminals. I want to get rid of them.
So,
and I think he softened his
We're already
stance.
doing that.
No, they're not.
They're already doing that.
No, and I disagree with that because if that happened, Kate Steinle in San Francisco wouldn't have been murdered by a guy who was five times. He was a felon, and he got pushed out a couple of times, thrown out, came back. ICE grabbed him. Not ICE grabbed him. The city let him go. ICE grabbed him. They let him go, and he went out and killed Kate Steinle.
Right.
And here's a girl who was just with her family.
I know the case. It's always exceptions to the rule, but they are deporting criminals.
Well, they need to deport
Look
more
it
of them.
up. Look it up. It's general knowledge. They should be deporting more.
well, I think
They are doing that, so that's nothing new. Don't bring that up.
Well,
I want him to tell me what he's really
okay.
going to do.
Let me ask you something. You say don't bring it up, but I can bring up a number of cases where New Jersey, where a girl just got raped the other day. She was 13 years old, got raped by two guys who were illegals in this country, and they have been deported twice, both of them. And they came back and they were on the sheet. People knew that they were here, and they raped the 13-year-old girl and probably maimed her for life because of what they did to her. Don't tell me that the system's working, because the system isn't working.
in fact,
I'm sorry, but the system is not working.
And
Criminals in this country
You're not going
shouldn't
to
be
get 100%.
Well, they should do a lot better than what they're doing.
You're not. Maybe so. But you're not going to round up 11 million people and get them out of here.
But here's the thing.
That is futile.
No, but
And you're not going to get 100% of the criminals out of here either.
But here's the thing that gets.
But you're also bringing people in
right, where
at
you're
the same
bringing
time.
people in, right? And, we do have a system here where people come in here legally. There's people. There's a Polish family I know who had to wait 10 years to come into America legally, and then they got here, and then they've had to do everything they need to do, and they just got there. They just got there. They just got citizens.
I'll tell you a story. In 1951, my grandfather came to America. My father actually was 3, and my grandfather was sent back because he had something wrong with his eye.
Right.
So he was sent back, and he had to get the eye operated on. He had to wait another 2 years in Italy, right? He had to wait another 2 years to come back, and that's just how it was.
Yeah.
But over time, things have changed. Caller, we have another call, so if you want, call us back, and we appreciate your call. Good point. Thank you
Thank you
very
for
much.
calling.
Hi, you're on live TV.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Former mayor, sitting councilman.
I've been listening to a bunch of the stuff, and I like the local stuff a little bit better. But
Right.
I'm glad that you're doing something on more of a national
Sure.
take.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to a few things about. Like Billy was talking about the corporate tax. The problem with the corporate tax is it's a double tax.
Yeah.
The money is taxed at the corporate level, and then when those dividends are paid out to the shareholders, they get taxed again.
So yeah, it's like double
So
dipping.
it's even a higher. It's a much higher effective rate than even what you're talking about, the straight corporate tax.
Right.
And individual now the individual rate is 39.6%.
Right.
And it always seems to be done with kind of a wink and a nod. The people that are the insiders, what you refer to as the pay-to-play crowd,
Right.
Yes.
those taxes aren't going to hit them.
No, never.
And they know it.
Part of what the pay-to-play gets you is you get to write the rules. Your lobbyists get to go and write the rules. So you're going to write the rules to benefit yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that seems to be what has occurred, especially over the last almost 8 years, is the top Wall Street investors have done very well.
Yep.
In the Obama administration. Everybody else, not so much.
Right.
That was my issue.
And and I think I would hope that Trump would want to change that. He's seen it from the other side. He's benefited from it.
Yep.
He knows how the game is played, and he knows what's wrong with it.
Right. I think
I'm hoping that if he were to get elected, he'd do something about it. I'm pretty sure Hillary won't do anything about it.
Well, because that's her crowd.
Right. This is how she's made her money.
Right.
Now, she and Bill and Chelsea have made their money.
Well, I mean,
At
that's
least
why I said
Trump has made his money in the private sector.
right, and that's why I
He's
said
had
that,
people who voluntarily did business with him, and they could have chosen not to.
right.
And that's how he's made his money. The Clintons have made their money in an entire career in the public sector, and they've gotten almost as rich as Trump.
Off of the people.
Off of the people.
Right, basically using assets that belong to us, the taxpayer.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, what
Those
jobs?
who enrich themselves, and I think that's really what's got to stop. And you almost want to ask the Hillary Clinton supporters, how bad does it have to get?
Right.
How bad does she have to be before you'll say, you know what, this is unacceptable?
Right, and the last caller was wanted us to bring up issues, and we brought up immigration. And what would you feel right now in America we are tossing out? She said it's common knowledge. The last caller, she said it's common knowledge. They're tossing out people all the time. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's
They
true.
bring them to the border, and basically within 24 hours they're back across.
Right.
It's not like they're bringing them to Mexico City.
Right.
No.
Or wherever they're
Bring
from.
them down to bring them down to Veracruz or something like that. They bring them to the U.S. border.